Welcome back, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming, coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video, the next installment of our beginners and free-to-play guide. And let's see, today we're going to take a look at our next mission is clear stage 1 of the Spider's Den. So what we're going to do is just use this next one as a guide to the spider. Alright, so early stages of early game spider, to be honest, unless you have a quest for it, I don't think I would run it just because it's so much resources for so little gain, because your rings and your amulets aren't going to be that substantial enough to make it even worth it to be in here, plus the fact of what you need to compete with the spider. Early game spider is a lot different strategy than late game spider. Late spider is probably the hardest dungeon you will face throughout the entirety of your dungeoneering. Uh, and the reason is because he's got the hardest strategy. Now, early game strategy, you want to kill spiders because the spiderlings laying their poisons can really devastate any champion, and then they'll just systematically wipe your champions out one by one. So you really have to pay attention to the affinity, and you really have to pay attention to uh, who's going to take that damage. So you want to get rid of the spiderlings as quick as possible and as often as possible. So AOE's are what you're looking for here. All right, and then so let's take a look at what we're doing here. All right, so for the first few stages, you can only get rings. So you tell it right here in the bottom corner. It tells you what piece you're getting. So you can get rings, amulets, and banners. It's not until you get to stage 8 are you able to get banners. So, and then it will tell you what level of the item you could possibly get. So you can possibly get anywhere, if on stage 8 here, you can possibly get any one of these 3, but then when you get it, it can be anywhere from a 3 to 5 star. And then it's random which faction that it's for. And again, like all dungeons, if you get a rare proc, you could possibly get a mystery shard, ancient shard, a random colored brew, and silver. All right, so let's get into it. This is the group that I was running just because it's the best group I've got for this particular thing. I can actually get rid of her possibly and put him in because he does have an AoE. The reason we have Arbiter in here, because one of the things that helps with this spider is making sure the spider doesn't get a turn. But in lower levels, the spider's really not a big threat. I mean, she's gonna do damage, but she's not gonna do as much as the spiderlings are gonna do. Early level spider, I think you can get away with not having Armiger in there, just because his A1 allows it to drop the turn meter, and so the spider doesn't get to hit as often, doesn't get a turn as often with his A1. So you could probably get away with not even having him in here at early games. But let's look. If you are going to have someone like Arbiter that fits a role that's there for a reason, then you might want to doing it on manual. And the reason is because he will do his other abilities and you just want him to do his A1. So what we're going to do is we want to, when the spiderlings start picking up, which we only have 4 there, so I think what we're going to do is put his counter attack on just in case, which he's only going to get attacked by the spider boss. So so his counterattack really doesn't matter, but the increased defense will help him with the spider when she does attack. But it will also give us a counterattack to attack the spider back. All right, and then we want his A1, which is attack 1 enemy decreases the turn meter by 30%. If the attack is critical, damage inflicted is proportional to defense. Now, his attack's not that great right now. It's not that high. It is kind of high, but not that high because I mean, the gear's just not there. So, let's see. No, did not crit. All right. So, we'll just keep using him for what we can. And see, that's why, and that's another reason why we want to kill the spiderlings, because she just healed up. So let's take a look at her. Alright, so like all dungeon bosses, she's immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block cooldown skills, fear, and true fear debuffs. She's also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing effects, and cooldown increasing effects. Then her first passive is a healing assured, which is immune to heal reduction debuffs, receives less damage from poison debuffs. So it doesn't mean that she can't be affected by poison. It's just that she receives less damage from them. So Kale's not as effective in here. Your poisoners aren't as effective in this dungeon as they are in other dungeons, say like Dragon. Alright, then she's got the Spiderling Horde, which is spawn 6 Spiderlings at the start of the round. Every round she'll spawn 6. And then she'll spawn 2 Spiderlings at the start of each enemy champion's turn. So as you see, I mean, she just blew all of them up and healed herself, and she's already got 6 more. And then every time one of my champions goes, she's going to spawn 6 more or 2 more until she has a max of 10. Let's see, and then spawns 4 Spiderlings at the end of her turn. Scavag, who is the name of the Spider Queen, can have a maximum of 10 Spiderlings in battle at any time. Scavag Scavag consumes all remaining Spiderlings at the start of each turn. If Scavag consumes Spiderlings, she will not consume them on the following turn. So yeah, it's on a 2-turn cooldown. Scavag heals by 3% of her max hit points for each Spiderling consumed, and permanently increases her attack by 10% for each Spiderling consumed. So what that means is every time she consumes her Spiderlings, she gets stronger, so she hits harder. So that's one reason why in later levels you want to be able to use someone like Arbiter that not Arbiter, sorry, Arbinger, that knocks down the turn meter, so she doesn't get her turn as often, so it's less likely that she's going to be able to consume them by the time you beat her down. So that's the goal. And then she heals from lifesteal artifacts and skills that heals from lifesteal artifacts and skills that heal based on damage inflicted will only heal champions by 35% of the stated amount when attacking Scavag, or her Spiderlings. So that means Kale, who's in lifesteal artifact, will only heal by 35% of the stated amount. So whatever the amount is for lifesteal, it's only 35% of that amount, not 35% of the heal. So basically, lifesteal gear is only 35% effective against the spider, the spider and her spiderlings. All right, And then Enfeeble is attacks all enemies and has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 30%. And then last but not least, the Venom Spray attacks all enemies. Damage increases by 15% if the target has poison debuffs. So so basically, as the Spiderlings attack, they put up poisons, and so when she hits with her A1, it's going to do extra damage to anyone with poison. So, all right, so that's the spider boss and her spiderlings in a nutshell. So let's get on with it. So she's another good one to bring into Spider because she's got that can decrease turn meter. So that's another way to keep turn meter down as well. Now here's where we want, since she's got a full roster, yeah, we want him to come in with the big slam. See if he can get the crit. Nope. We got to raise his crit, boys and girls. Kale comes in with his big slam. And his speed gets, he fills his turn meter every time he kills something with that big slam. That's why he was able to go. Hopefully we'll be able to, let's go ahead and just hit her with that one. That's a bigger hit. See, she's still going to take damage from Kale's poison ticks. It's just not going to be as much as it would normally tick for. That spiderling had poison. It popped. It's kind of fun watching the spiders pop like a zit. Alright, Kel comes with his big slam, and that should finish it. So that's pretty much it. So what do we want to look for when we're doing the spider boss? What team do we want to look at? Pretty much it's the same concept team that you're going to use in most dungeons, with some exceptions. For beginning players and free to play players, and heck, even pay to play players, you're wanting to look for at the start. You're wanting to look for something that are champions that have AOE attacks, so that you can kill the spiderlings faster. You want someone who that buffs your group, like Diabolisk, who gives you increased speed, so it makes your champions go faster. You still want, if I could ever find one, you still want someone who can ally protect, provoke, anything like that. Anything that helps take the damage off of your damage dealers. That's who you need, someone like that. For instance, one other thing you can do is make sure someone has really high defense. If there's a situation where, in my case, where I don't have an actual tank type character or champion that has ally protect or shield, what have you, something that you can do is, when you look at the affinity, you make sure that person with affinity has lower health but high defense. And actually, for spider, high resist is good too, because when the spiderlings attack them, if they have a high resist, the spiderling's not gonna actually be able to poison them. So if that's the case, then you can actually manipulate who the spiderlings attack. So if you have someone who is the off affinity and they have a lot of defense, you can use them just to tank the spiderlings. And especially if you have a really good healer that can keep them healed up as well, that's another option, to another strategy to help you get through the different levels or different the different ranks of spider. So our stages. That's another strategy that would help you get through the stages of spider. Is another strategy is to have someone tank the spiderlings while everybody else is doing damage. There are other strategies when you get into higher stages of the spider, and that is you want to keep the turn meter down of the spider, of the actual spider queen. You want to keep her turn meter down. Another thing you can do is have someone with AOE on, because the spiderlings aren't that big of a aren't as big of a deal as the spider is when you get into higher levels. So someone with HP burn is a good strategy for higher level spiders. And actually, it's not a bad strategy if you manage to pull someone with HP burn, especially an AOE HP burn, so that you can get all your spiderlings catch all your spiderlings on fire every time one of them takes a turn. All of them, including the spider queen, takes damage. So an AOE HP burn is really good against spider. Let's see. Something else that can help is the stun set. Putting someone with an AOE attack in a stun set, like this guy, Executioner, would be perfect for stun set because he's got that AOE attack, and that means everything he hits, he can CC. He's got a big chance of CCing a bunch of these spiderlings when he hits with that stun set. So that's another strat. Let's see. There's a lot of good. I've seen a lot of good strategies on YouTube with other YouTubers, with other content creators on how to beat the spider later on. But right now you don't need that. You need to know how to beat it in the low level, because we have quests to do. All right. So it doesn't look like we finished our mission. Clear stage 1 of the spider's den. Okay, here's where we learn to read. That just specifically says clear stage 1 of the spider's den. It doesn't say 1 or higher. Normally it would say higher. So we screwed up there, but that's all right. Let's go and run that real fast. All right, stage 1. Now, this is an absolute complete waste of time. It should definitely say 1 or higher. But hey, we're not going to complain. We're just going to smile, laugh at our mistakes about reading, our reading incompetence, and finish the job. But, good thing you're watching this so you don't make that same mistake. But Kel and friends should make quick work of this level 1 spider. Yeah, that was a big hit. And she's probably going to die to the poisons. Nope. She's finished off there. Alright, now let's go complete that. Alright, and we're going to get a 3-star ring. Alright, now we just need to reach Bronze 3 with Classic Arena. So Hive Mind, put in the comments what your favorite team is that you run in Spiders at low level. And as a matter of fact, go ahead and put in what you run at mid game level as well. Because as soon as everyone get past this point, they should be starting to move into mid game. And then also let us know, do you agree with the idea that you shouldn't go into spiders until mid game to late game? Put in the comments whether you agree with that or not. And if you like this video and you want to see more, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button, and then we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, I've mine. Talk to you later.